We have to go back roughly 40,000 years.
Wow. 40,000.
Yeah. And the premise is that the Vedas have no mortal authors in the way we think of writers today. Like, they didn't come from ancient people sitting around a campfire making up stories to explain the rain.
Right.
Instead, Captain Vedakael explains they were downloaded from the Akasha, which he describes as a cosmic quantum field. And this download was performed by highly advanced beings known as Kerala Maharishis. Modern science looks at vast portions of our genome and just labels it junk DNA simply because it doesn't code for proteins.
Right. They just assume it's leftover garbage.
Exactly. But according to Captain Vedakael's research, that so-called junk is actually a highly advanced physical network of scalar antennas. Scalar antenna is designed to receive longitudinal waves. These are waves of pure potential energy that compress and expand in the direction of travel, and they move faster than the speed of light.
Faster than light. Wow.
Yeah, they carry quantum phase information. So when Captain Vedakael talks about 12 active strands of DNA and massive pineal glands, he is describing a biological receiver array.
A living supercomputer downloading a massive cloud-based operating system.
Precisely. With that biological hardware, they didn't need to read or think in linear terms. Captain Vedakael says they directly perceived the cosmic geometry. They tuned into the Akashic field and downloaded the Earth's source code.
That is just wild to think about.
It really is. What modern minds dismiss as ancient mysticism, Captain Vedakael explains, was a literal operational reality based on biological quantum mechanics.
Okay, so they downloaded this massive code 40,000 years ago, but he notes that it wasn't actually written down immediately, right?
No, it wasn't. For tens of thousands of years, this code was transmitted purely through an oral route, just spoken word. Yeah, because the idea is that their biological hardware was so pristine, they could store and transmit this operating system flawlessly without losing a single bit of data. It wasn't until around 5000 BC that the texts were finally penned down in Sanskrit.
Let me guess. Because they were losing the hardware. Because the biology was degrading.
Exactly right. Fearing that human DNA was rapidly downgrading from 12 active strands down to just the 2 strands we have today, which leaves, 98% of the DNA inactive or dormant as junk. The rishis finally committed the texts to writing.
Wow.
But there's a crucial detail here that Captain Vedakael points out. 95% of the Atharva Veda verses were deliberately not penned down.
Wait, really? Most of it was left out?
Yeah. They were considered too powerful. Essentially, they were the make-or-break operational root codes for reality itself.
The ultimate root access to the system. That is fascinating. So if these super beings downloaded the ultimate operating system, what exactly does this code tell us about the hardware it runs on, like the Earth itself?
Well, that brings us right to the actual verses of the Bhūmi Sūkta.